Because you see, these people are actually friends. By their conversation and all the things they've been saying, it's like they know themselves like outside the Senate. But how things degenerated to this point is what a lot of people just cannot understand. As long as Natasha remains suspended, this will still remain a topic. In the meantime, they need to listen to her. They need to hear her. They need to attend to her case. You just cannot say her case is dead on arrival. This injustice will not be sustained. Honorable Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, 2025. Now, I know that a lot of us have been following the drama involving the Senate President, Honorable Godswill Akpabio, and the Senator representing Kogi Central, Honorable Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Now, it started with a fight over a seat, and then it moved on to sexual harassment allegation, and now there is a suspension. I remember doing a video where I actually said that this thing wouldn't have dragged up to this extent if one of them had apologized. I'm not here to say who would have apologized. Anybody would have apologized. But now it has gotten to the point where Natasha Akpoti has been suspended. But you see, events leading up to that will just give you an insight about how the anyhowness of what happens in the National Assembly. Now, somebody brings a case before the House of Assembly. The least you guys would have done is to investigate whether Natasha is lying or not. That is why there have to be an investigation.
Nigerian citizen and a constituent of Kogi Central under the name Suberu Azamari Yakubu. And the petition is against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, for sexual harassment, abuses of office, and malicious obstruction of legislative functions of distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. So with your kind permission, may I please lay this petition?
Please proceed to lay the petition.
She went to court, yes, but she went to court because of what was written about her look, about how she dresses to the red chambers, and that was written by the Senate President's aide. She made that clear that that was why she went to court. So the issue of the sexual allegation against the Senate President, that was made on national television. She didn't tender, go through the process of, submitting it the way it's done properly. But then she eventually did. But the Senate chairperson on ethics and privileges, Honorable Neda Imaswe, also said the case, or that her petition against the Senate President on sexual harassment is dead on arrival. And the reason they gave is that she's not supposed to sign her own petition. Like, I don't understand. Who is supposed to sign it for her? The person who did not witness it? So that means you are still leaving that in the hand of somebody else to validate before the Senate can even look into it. Whether Natasha is saying the truth or not, somebody has brought an allegation, a serious one, against the Senate President. And the least that you guys should have done, is to listen to her. So that the House of Assembly, the National Assembly, can be seen as a place where they carry out due process. You just sat down there and said her case is dead on arrival. And then went ahead to suspend her.
The petition she presented today is actually dead on arrival. And I say that because it runs contrary to Order 40, subsection 4, that no senator may present to the Senate a petition signed by him or herself.
And you see, like everything is wrong with everything that happened at the Senate. Like everything is wrong. See, the way they handled the whole process at the Senate, even if Natasha even had like any wrongdoing, no one is even looking at it anymore because of the anyhowness. First of all, the person who is accused, the Senate president, is made to sit and judge over his matter. Like, I don't get it. What were you guys expecting? Why should the Senate president, who is the one accused, be the one to preside over the matter? Were you thinking that she's going to give Natasha a fair hearing or a fair judgment? She wasn't going to be given a fair judgment. The Senate president wouldn't do that. If for nothing, even when they were saying those in favor, at some point there was a time where the Senate president was asking if she wants to come back after this 6 months suspension. 6 months for somebody who brought an allegation. Is the same person you guys suspended for 6 months. Let me first of all say that for all the senators sitting down there who approved it, today is Natasha's turn. Tomorrow it will be your turn. And then you will still do your own and start quoting on injustice. It will come. Now you are leaving the power in the hand of the Senate to judge in this manner. Anyway, the Senate president, let me come back to what the Senate president did. So the Senate president even went as far as when he said those who are in favor, against or in favor of Natasha writing back, as in writing an apology after the 6 months. Those who are for it say aye, nay. The people who are against it, from what I heard, are more than those who are for it. But he clearly or just ignored those ones. Is that not abuse of power that Senator Natasha is talking about? Like, why are you guys just doing anyhow in the Senate? When a case looks like somebody is standing for the people or for themselves, then the Senate has a way that this is the way they behave like a court and come against you. But if they are the ones doing the things that are wrong, they don't suspend themselves. Now you let somebody who has been accused of sexual harassment, somebody who has been accused of abuse of office, to preside over a case against him. Where is that done anywhere in the world? Where? Where is that done? I just don't get how, like, what is wrong with you people in Nigeria? We take one step forward, we take 100 backwards. The Senate president, if for nothing, if you have a little bit of respect for yourself, what you would have done is you would have excused yourself, let somebody else, the deputy Senate president, preside over that matter. That is what is called honor. That is what is called self-respect, not you judging over your own case. It's not done anywhere. And you see something else? You suspended somebody. The Senate president, mind you, you are just like every senator there. You guys are just like everyone else in that Senate, sent in there by their constituency. So you are all just senators in the House, all of you. Now, for a honorable place like that, there should be leaders, right? So amongst yourselves, you pick who will represent you. That does not mean that person is in any way like higher than any of you, because that person can be impeached the next minute. So the point I'm just trying to make here is, I don't know why the Senate should have that power to suspend a fellow senator. Like suspend. Now, let me clarify that. I don't have an issue if somebody goes against the rules of the Senate for the person to be punished. But the punishment should vary. Not sending the person out of the House totally. Now you can suspend the person from, let's say, a committee and some inner workings at the Senate. But sending the person away for 6 months, mind you, that person is representing a constituency. It's the constituency that sent the person there, not you there. You don't have the power. If for nothing, the people, that constituency should call them back. There should be a way that those who sent you there should call you back because they sent you to represent them, not the Senate having the power. So that means if there are, let's say, 6,000 people or 12,000 people or 20,000 people in Natasha's constituency that sent her, that voted her to go and represent them at the Senate, that means the senators, like, let me say, 100 of them, will just suspend you. Now, this is me thinking that, let me just assume that it's everybody. So if there are 106, 9 in the Senate, let's say 107 or 8 voted to suspend her. So what happens to those she's representing? So that means no dividend of democracy will go to these people in the next 6 months. Is this even making any sense to anybody? Like, help, make it make sense. So that means in the next 6 months, nothing will go to these people. And those working with Natasha, nothing will go to them. Her aides, her security details, like those who work with Natasha, they will all be cut off. Like, is this the kind of impunity that just happens at the Senate? While I understand that there should be rules and regulations, there should be a way to punish people, not sending them out of. You're not the one that sent the person there. If their people are calling them back, that's understandable. But if you, sitting down at the Senate, you are representing your own people there, but you are voting to remove somebody else who is representing his or her people there, it's not making any sense. You see, that's why some of the rules, nobody's saying go against the rules of the Senate. But some of these rules have to be challenged. They can be challenged. Some rules does not even serve the present situation of time. So that's why some of these rules and regulations can be and should be challenged. So yes, there should be punishment for those who go against some rules at the Senate, but not sending them out. The power to send them out should be on the people who sent them there. I think that's how this should be. And I don't know why the women in the House are not talking. Now let's remove the sexual harassment part, because that is not what Natasha went to the court for. And she said it clearly. Are the women there, like some of them are just so, they don't want to speak because they just like, it's just, that's how it happens. A lot of them coming to say, Akpabio jokes a lot. So if people are saying jokes, that means you're indirectly saying that he makes some inappropriate jokes. And then it's not everybody that finds that inappropriate joke, funny. A lot of people are coming out, some because just to invalidate Natasha. Some will come out to say she has accused this person of sexual harassment before. She has accused this person. There's one guy representing Ekiti that came out to say Natasha has accused the former governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, of sexual harassment when Kayode Fayemi was the minister of, I think, mines and steels or something. But Dr. Kayode Fayemi has come out to deny that Natasha never accused me of sexual harassment. So if you don't like her, sit it out. But you see, the least you can just do is to, like I said, sit it out. But it's not in our place to invalidate what she said. But it's in the place of the Senate to investigate what she said. Not to say it's dead on arrival. And then you knock her 6 months suspension for procedural issues, for violation of the Senate rules, for you see, all of you in that Senate, you will be throwing stones in the market, right? Continue. One day that stone will hit your relative in the market. It's Natasha's turn today. Tomorrow, it will be your turn. and then you will cry, no one will listen. You can't throw away the baby and the bathwater. If you think Natasha has accused the Senate president falsely, then investigate it. But if you're just going to say, dead on arrival, suspension, go, 6 months, no pay, no this, took our security details, like just knocking rules. I think that you guys should actually slow down. So I'm just happy that some people, like some voices are coming out in support of Natasha. Former Minister of Education, Obi Ezekwesili, she's throwing her weight behind Natasha. This human rights activist, Aisha Yusufu, yes, actress Kate Henshaw-Nuttall, and some other gentlemen who are supporting Natasha. For now, she's suspended. But that lady doesn't look like who is going down without a fight. She's going to fight. And I think she knows what she's doing, and then let her go for what she believes in. You see, when ego takes the better part of people, this is how it ends up. No two ways about it. You see, if one of them had come up to say, sorry, let's forget about it, and let's move on, this thing wouldn't have gotten to this extent where there'll be suspension, there'll be sexual harassment accusation, and there'll be others. Now it's gotten to the point where the whole world is now watching to see how he ends up. Was it supposed to get to this point? No. No, because you see, these people are actually friends. By their conversation and all the things they've been saying, it's like they know themselves like outside the Senate. But how things degenerated to this point is what a lot of people just cannot understand. Like I said, we're watching. I actually thought this video was not what I'm going to keep doing and doing and doing, but now it's like no end in sight. As long as Natasha remains suspended, this will still remain a topic. Hopefully, this is resolved amicably. She's called back, and then this issue is properly trashed out. But in the meantime, they need to listen to her. They need to hear her. They need to attend to her case. You just cannot say her case is dead on arrival. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's continue to build this community. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.